Okay, currently this pivot table shows the total coffee production from 2010 to 2019 for each of these 10 countries. Right now, our pivot table is unsorted. To sort a pivot table, simply select one of the values inside of the column that you want to sort, then right-click on it, and then choose Sort, either smallest to largest or largest to smallest. I'm going to choose largest to smallest, and now our pivot table is sorted exactly in that way. If your pivot table has a text variable, like over here in column A, you can sort it alphabetically as well. The process is exactly the same. First, select a cell inside of one of the columns, right-click, and then choose Sort. Choose A to Z or Z to A. I'll choose Z to A. Next, let's add our date into our rows. Now, we have nested rows inside of our pivot table. Instead of sorting by country, we might want to sort by years within the country. To do this, we would simply right-click on one of the values inside of the country, go to Sort, and then sort largest to smallest. As long as you click on one of the values inside of the group, Excel should sort the values inside of the collapsible section. So if we scroll down, we also see that it is sorted from greatest to smallest within every other section, including Uganda and Peru. If we wanted to sort by the total coffee production for each country, we would instead click on the subtotal at the top, right-click, choose Sort, and then largest to smallest. And now our list is once again sorted by the countries. So to sort the groups, you simply right-click on the subtotals. But to sort within the groups, you click on one of the values within the group. Okay, for the next example, let's drag country into the columns. And then zoom out a little bit so we can see everything. I'm also going to turn off my field list just so we have a little bit more room. Here, sorting works exactly as it did before. If I wanted to sort a country like Vietnam, I would simply right-click on a value in the column, go to Sort, and then sort largest to smallest. And now everything in this pivot table is ordered by largest to smallest based on Vietnam's coffee export numbers. There's also one great trick to sorting in Excel pivot tables that I want to show y'all. Say, for example, I wanted to sort my Excel table horizontally, so the lowest producing countries are farthest to the left, and the highest producing countries are farthest to the right. I can do this by right-clicking on the grand total at the bottom, going to Sort, and then choosing smallest to largest. Now, our table is sorted horizontally, with the highest producing countries farthest to the right, Brazil and Vietnam, and the lowest producing countries farthest to the left. Okay, now that we've covered sorting with pivot tables, let's quickly go over filtering. If you simply want to filter the rows based on the field itself, you can just click the drop-down arrow next to row labels, and now you can choose which of the row values that you want to display. Let's just filter to the 3 most recent years. So I'm going to unselect all and then choose 2019, 2018, and 2017. And then I'm going to press OK. Now our pivot table is filtered to only include those rows. You can use the same process to filter the columns. Just click on the drop-down next to column labels, and now you can choose which ones you want to show. Let's say I just want to show Vietnam, Uganda, and Peru. And then I hit OK. And now our pivot table only shows 2017 through 2019 for Peru, Uganda, and Vietnam. Okay, I'm going to add back in my fields list. So far, we've only been filtering on variables that are already displayed in our pivot table. However, we can also filter on data that does not visually appear in the pivot table. Let's first clear our filters, and then go ahead and drag country out. And now we just have the coffee production numbers by year. But now, if we dragged our country field into our filters, we notice that a bar appears above our pivot table. This is where all of our filter fields will appear. Now, let's say we wanted to filter to only see Brazil. To use this filter, we just click the drop-down menu. However, when you open this filter, you'll quickly notice that this looks slightly different from a normal Excel filter. Unlike a normal filter, there are not checkboxes next to all of the options. In this current state, we can only choose one country at a time and click OK, and now it's just showing the numbers for Vietnam. Once again opening the filter, if we want to select multiple items, we have to check this box that says select multiple options. And now it behaves more like a normal Excel filter, where I can choose a few countries, click OK, and then have that data displayed.